And to those of you here on the East Coast, it's evening, so good evening. But to the people out on the left coast in California, Oregon, Washington, it's still afternoon. So good afternoon to you. I am Chuck Daughtrey. This is Coppercoins, and we are here for the live coin roll hunt number 93. This is a 1950D roll. Hey, wait a minute. What happened here? Held my composure really well until I found out that my camera is not working. Let me make it work. There we go. Hey. We got camera. I don't know why this thing decides to shut down, but when I was showing you the roll, I looked up and I wasn't showing you anything because I wasn't on. All right, there we go. There's your 1950D roll. This one was graciously donated by our regular Joe McBride. And so this roll was a donation to the website and to our cause. And we definitely appreciate that much. We're going to give this original wrapper away to whomever I draw this for directly after drawing their name for a coin. And we have all 50 names here and ready to go. We got my bag here and ready to go. Notice I've had my bag every single auction for like the last 4 or 5. I don't like spots. That needs to be a t-shirt. I don't like spots. Get them all mixed up in there real good. And I found my little tool here. There it is. On my desk where everything else is. And I'm going to start prying this little roll open. And we're going to find out what's in here. This roll was sold by Tim Rathjen out of Washington. I believe it's in Washington. I think he's in Washington. Washington State, not Washington, D.C. The real Washington. Not the city of clowns. I didn't say that. Oh, we got Joe McBride, Stephen Elliott, Eric Beyer, Jeff Dunn, Blues Coins. Hey, Blues. Jessica is here, while Bill Raymond Longy. We got a crowd. 16 people so far. Only got 9 likes. Let's hop on that like button, folks. All right, here we go. Opening the wrapper, and we find inside. Looks like nice coins. Not gonna jinx it, but they look pretty good from here. Looks great from my house. All right, here we go. Let me grab a name out. And let us get started. Huck Guy. Blue Hunts gets the first coin out of the roll. There's Blue Hunt's coin. Let me get my loop on. So it's not in the way. I wonder what that is. Maybe if I focused, we could all see. That looks like it could be an RPM. I'm going to have to dust the paper off of it. All those little fibers are from the wrapper. They need to come off of there so we can actually see what we're doing. There we go. Much better. Better. Well, I do see a minor split lower serif. So at any rate, this is going to be a minor RPM. But that may be all we have here. Which is okay. We'll just keep looking, right? I mean, what else could we find on this? There's a number of things that could be found on 1950. Denver, Lincoln Cents. Chances of a double die reverse are actually there. Wow, look at the toning. Look at all the color on this. Good gosh, this coin is beautiful. Look at that color. Oh my gosh. That is not an anomaly of the camera, folks. This is actually... Here, let's do this. There's the color of this coin. A really nice color there on the reverse. Let's see what we end up with on the obverse. I didn't really look at it all that closely. We do have some wrapper spots, but that's just because, well, this is where the wrapper was touching the face of the coin. Hopefully we get some more toners in there. But as it appears, this turns out to be a normal coin. It is coin number 1. And goes to Blues Hunts. So let me write a 1 on here. Put that inside the flip. And we will move on to drawing a name for the second coin in the roll here. And we get Jeff Stanley. Jeff Stanley comes second. Let's see what we got for Jeff Stanley. Do we have a toner or do we have a normal? Oh, we do have a toner. Okay, this is going to be a toned roll, people. It's going to be a purty one. Wow. We got a spot on this coin, but look how bright that toning is. Wow. Nice, nice. Let me flip it over and look at the reverse, and then we'll zoom in. That's nice toning, people. Very nice toning. We're getting some pretty rolls out of, or pretty coins out of here. All right, so let me flip it over, and we'll get closer. And we're going to zoom in and look for anything doubled on the coin. Don't see anything on the mint mark. God, just look at the colors. Oh my gosh, this thing's bleeding color. Got a little spot up there. We saw that in the expanded view. Okay, now I'm jelly. I sold all the spots in this roll. I don't have any of the coins to keep. The color is just really nice. Really outstanding color. Let me look at the grade of the coin. Let me put my eyeballs on here real quick so I can look at the grade. Okay, the reverse on this coin is exquisite. The obverse would be really nice except for that one black spot. So we have a double-sided toned coin here, and it looks like the whole roll is going to turn out to be like this. Jeff Stanley gets coin number 2. Turn around this way. There we go. Haven't found a dive ready yet, though. Well, only been 2 coins in. So let's try this. Eric Beyer. Let's try with Eric Beyer and see what we get. Just looking at it, we do have another toned coin. It's not as heavily toned as the first couple. What do we have on the mint mark here? Anything? It appears probably nothing. Turn the light up just a little bit and get it just a little bit brighter so we can see a little better. Wow, look at that color. This, folks, proves that toning is not always baked onto coins. Sometimes it just comes that way. So while I can't necessarily discern all the colors for myself, I can still tell that the coin is colorful. So here's one for Eric Beyer. Oops, I read his name on that one. Let's get the number 03. And that's coin number 3. Oh, sissy. There are goodies in this one, I think. We are presently awaiting our turn. Delinea Frias. First coin for Delinea in our roll reveals. Let's see what we come up with. Well, this appears to be an RPM. Looks like an East RPM. You can see it as a vertical bar in the center of the mint mark. Now let's look around for color. We do still have some of that toning color. Really nice toning. This one is not as strong as the others that we've seen so far for color, but it does have what appears to be an East RPM. So we'll hold that out, and we'll call this one die number 1 for the day. And let's see. Looking for markers. It'll help us determine other coins of this die. I did see a die crack over the VDB, but that's a rather common occurrence. So we want to find something that's a little more unique to a one particular die. There are a few minor die scratches southwest on the eye, or southeast, I'm sorry, on the eye. Well, I don't really see much for a good discernible marker. This is a mid-die state coin. It's mid-die state obverse. I think I'm just going to have to leave it up to experience and find more of them. See if we can see any markers on any of the others that I end up picking out of this roll. Those die scratches in the eye are actually somewhat apparent. So I think we're going to go for using those. A pretty decent looking die scratches right there in the eye. So there we go. There's our die number 1 for the day. Let's flip it over and take a look at the reverse and see what we come out with on the reverse. Perhaps and possibly some markers there. This does appear to be a long, thin die crack on the outside edge of the left wheat. Long, thin die crack on the outside edge of the left wheat. And toning, toning, toning. That's not going to help us, though. But it's nice. Nice, but not going to help us. Okay. So it looks like we have a little die crack running along the outer edge of the left wheat, and it's probably about as far as we're going to get for markers on the reverse. Out of this coin, anyway. So we'll take it, stick it in a holder, and move on. Delinea, you got a nice coin. That's coin number 4. We're going to mark it as die number 1 for the day. Move it to the side. And draw for the next coin. Let's see what we'll get for the next coin. Robert Adams. Robert Adams will get coin number 5. Gosh, my pencil doesn't want to work. Okay, it looks like we're slowly running out of toning. Each coin I pull tends to have just a little less toning than the previous one. Sorry about the sound effects, boys and girls. I somehow figured out how to catch a cold, more or less staying at home. I did go to Atlanta last weekend. Little die cracks running all through the reverse on this thing. That looks like those Morgan dollars that they had die cracks going from star to star to star around the edge. So somehow I figured out how to pick up a cold while I was going to Atlanta. That's Paul Hampton, number 5. And then coin number 6 is going to go to Kelly Michaud. And here's Kelly's coin. Yeah, I do sound all congested. I'm sorry about that. I will get better. I will live through it. We have the parts, we can rebuild him. Exactly, what can you do? My ears won't pop. My head's loaded full. I took Coin Hunter's Inks out of this place. I don't want people advertising their stuff, whatever they're doing, which I don't even know what it is, in any of my broadcasts without first talking to me. If you have something you want to sell or something you want to share with people in my broadcast, simply ask me prior to the broadcast, and it'll be easy. We can discuss it. But you hijack my broadcast and I'll remove you in a heartbeat. That's how that's going to work. Deanne, coin number 7. That's why I was a little bit slow there for a little while. Well, Deanne gets a tone coin. This one's toned nicely. Look at the colors. Not color all the way around, but it's really nice over on the right hand side. Left hand side doesn't have so much for toning. It does have nice bright luster though. It's a pretty coin, but man, there's a lot of nice toning over here. Let's see what we got on the reverse. Yeah, we've got toning again. Hey, Spike Ted Die Crack. I honestly don't mind if other people are using my channel or my page or my group or anything else to make money or to advertise their wares. I mean, that's fine. That's actually flattering because someone thinks that I've got enough going on that they're going to gain from advertising in my spot. But dude, if you're going to do it, at least ask me. I mean, don't just do it. Because you just do it, I'm going to kick your ass out of here. That's how it works. Eric Beyer. Eric Beyer will get the next coin in the roll. And this one, gosh, man, there are such nice tone coins in here. Wow. This one's got a little toning on the reverse. Especially on the reverse. It has some on the obverse. You can see a little toning on the obverse here. Where the luster picks up the light, you can see the colors on the coin. Tends to be just a little bit better on the reverse on this particular coin. Nice marker for nothing. Real heavy die gouge coming out of the 0 of the date. Or is it for nothing? Yeah, it might be for nothing. I think it's for nothing. Doesn't look like it's... Okay. Well, let me flip it over and see what's on the reverse. See what we come up with on the reverse. There's that toning. All over the bottom down there. Pretty toning. It's got a few spots here and there. They're not the carbon, they're not the cowboy killer spots. They're the just a lighter milk spot type stuff, the planchet wash. Use coppercoins.com to teach on Twitter. I appreciate that. That's what that website was built for, folks. Use it to teach people. Use it to learn. That's the way it works, right? Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn will get coin number 9. Put his number on the insert there. And grab coin number 9. A pretty nice coin. Doesn't have much for toning, but it's a nice looking coin. Well, it looks like we're kind of getting some pretties out of this, but we're not getting a whole lot for die varieties. Which to me is just a slight bit disappointing, because I like getting die varieties. I like those rolls that are half full of RPMs or got double dies all the way through them. Those are the really nice rolls. This one, it's pretty nice. It's got a nice color. Looks like we keep running into the same die pair over and over. We get a whole bunch of cracks and Pluribus Unum. Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton will get coin number 10. Let's see what we got for Paul Hampton here. Next coin in the roll. Couple of spots on the reverse I see, but the obverse is very nice and clean. A little bit of toning. Well, this is definitely an original roll. We keep running into the same basic stuff over and over. Here's one of those spots that I saw. There's another one. It's like these spots aren't carbon. They're not icky black stuff, but they're also not very attractive. You need more of my business cards? You mean the coin cards? Or are you just talking about business cards? Because the coin cards, that's going to take me a while to get back into those. Although I do plan on running them again. Marshall. Marshall gets coin number 11. Now let's see what Marshall gets. Looks like another one of those East RPMs. Do we have the die scratches? Okay, we have a clash under the chin. So this is a different die. We do not have the die scratches under the eye. Got a few die scratches, like swirl die scratches running underneath the bust. But I see what appears to be part of an East RPM there, right there, in the center of the mint mark. So I have to put this one aside, call it die number 2 for the day, and see what we can do with it later on, see if it's listable or see if it's something that we're just going to have to skip. Need a little bit of confirmation by getting multiple examples of something and being able to study at least 2 different examples of the same die to ascertain whether or not it's actually a die variety or if it's just an anomaly or die wear or something to that effect. The problem with the coin cards that are out there right now, though, is that they have the wrong address on them. They have my Florida address. I haven't done any with my North Carolina address. So I need to work on trying to get those together. Well, Mr. Marshall's going to get the next coin in the roll. Next coin in the roll goes to Mr. Marshall. There are colors on a number of these coins. It's not just the end of the roll, which that would be cool enough, but geez, wow, you know, we can color all the way through the roll. As you can see, there is some color on this one, some of that pink and purple. Lilac. Oh, look at that. Midnight's volunteering to do my business cards. How nice. I'll get you the files and money over here soon. We can go chopping up a bunch of cards. Because I got that Series 1 that I could put my North Carolina address on and then start working on the Series 2 again. Or did I finish 1 and 2 and I was working on 3? You have to have the equipment? Oh. I'd just find somebody local who could do them. There's nobody local here, though. I live out in the country. Live in the middle of the Research Triangle. Nothing but a bunch of corporations around here. Mr. Fletcher. Jim Fletcher gets the next coin. Let's see what Mr. Fletcher gets. Oh, we have a filled D mint mark. With the, what is that, a crack below it? It looks like it might be a crack below it. It's interesting. I like it. Big die crack on the shoulder there. Stonecutter, keep your eyes peeled for my auctions coming up. Auctions coming up are going to have a number of toners in them. Also going to get back into selling some rolls at some point. I just have to kind of let my garage do the talking. Oh, that was lucky coin number 13. And I want Mr. Fletcher got that one. Let's pull number 14 and see what happens. Number 14, Jeff Stanley. Tim says I'm getting over this now. She says, oh, you've already been sick and now you're getting better. Okay. That looks like another one. With a little RPM running right through the middle of the mint mark. Let's see if we got the die scratches on this one. Does not appear that we do. So I'm going to have a hard time pulling markers off of this as we're going through these. Because markers just don't seem to be readily evident on these coins. So I'm kind of having to pick the markers after I get these coins out, figure out what they are, and list them if necessary. So it's going to be hard for us to pick the number of dies we're pulling out today, but I can still tell you the number of coins we're pulling out. So far, 3. Mr. Worley. Mr. Worley will pick up the next coin in the roll. This one's kind of cute. Nice colors. We're getting a number of tone coins out of this. It's a nice thing. This one's got a very nice orangish color around the outside edge till you get to the left side. And the left side, it starts to go more toward that pink. Right there. And here in the middle, it's just a bright red. So you can see the difference in color as I go toward the rim. Nice, nice, nice. 10 days till you get to check out your goodies, huh? I do have a couple of 1960 that are really nice. I do have those. Got a couple of 1960. I've got a bunch of 1955 S pennies that are really, really nice. $56D also. Oops. Mr. Worley, got to put your number on there. It's number 15. Mr. Worley pulls coin number 15, and let's see who gets coin number 16. Number 16 will go to Paul Hampton. Let's see what we got for Paul Hampton here. As you can see, it has nice toning. Some nice color on there. Whoever's sending me messages needs to stop. Eric, they don't have to be entombed. Just take a hairdryer to them. Heat them up for a good 15-20 minutes with a hairdryer. It'll loosen them up. You'll be all right. All right, well, it was a pretty nice coin for Paul Hampton. We didn't get an RPM there. That's coin number 16. Let's work coin number 17 for AGN03, or silver nitrate, as we all know him. That's another filled mint mark there. So we know that's a normal one. We don't have anything else on this one. But we will look for error stuffs. Nothing else there. Let's get this one wrapped up in its flip insert. Coin number 17 for silver nitrate. Now let's look at coin number 18. 18 is going to go to Adam Chambers. Number 18 looks like this. I think that's got that minor RPM on it there. Looks like a minor split lower serif RPM. And I think that might match die number 1 for the day, but we're just going to go back through later on and match up coin to coin, because I'm having a hard time pulling markers. There we go. There's our die scratches. So our die scratches, so we know this one to be the same as die number 1 for the day. And let's take a look at the reverse. Wow, look at that color. Shit. Just keeps changing color. It looks like a kaleidoscope. Alright, let me hit the next one. So that's Adam Chambers' coin. Number 18. Now let me pull for number 19. Number 19 will be for Delenia. Delenia Frias. There's a pretty nice coin. 64 with some decent toning. Alright, I don't see anything else on this one, so we'll flip it over and take a look at the reverse. And we'll see what we get. Nothing there. And Delenia gets coin number 19. Let's draw for coin number 20. Wild Bill. Wild Bill gets coin number 20. I'm cheating. I'm looking at these before I put them down there, so I can see what colors they are. Is this looks like another one of those little East RPMs. That's what it looks like. So I'm going to pull it out to the side just in case it happens to be one of them. And identify it with its brothers and sisters here. Looks like we've got a lot of high point contact on a number of these coins. That means it was rolled real tightly. Okay, nothing else on that one. And Wild Bill gets coin number 20. Now for Blackjack number 21. Coin number 21 will go to Joe McBride. We're right at 21 on here. The benefactor of this roll. Let's see what Joe pulls out of it. Now, it looks like we're not going to have any major die varieties in here. We're halfway through the roll and we don't have anything other than some minor RPMs and a couple of minor... Looks like mostly minor RPMs out of this. There's that die crack. Seen that a few times here. I have seen it a number of times, actually. Alright, so that'll be Joe McBride's coin. Joe McBride, number 21. Number 22 will be Adam Chambers. Sorry, Adam Chambers. The voice is being a bit clouded. Let's see here. We'll get the die break in the middle of the mint mark again here. Seen this one a few times. Oop, there's a spot. It's got a spot. I don't like spots. Nothing do I see on this one out of the ordinary. But we do have a decent 1950 D Lincoln cent there. That's for sure. Yes, we did have a clash in the throat. Stephen Elliott, what's getting weird? Next one goes a Farm Dog. That's going to be coin number 23. Let's take a look at the obverse first. Yeah. Pretty nice looking coin, but no die variety. A bunch of concentric die rings going around lower part of the bust. We're actually at the rim near the bust. So see what we got on the reverse here. We kind of run out of our toners. I thought the whole roll was going to turn out to be bright toners, but I guess not. Halfway through and no U yet. Not quite. We got 2 coins left before we're halfway through. I don't even know how this happens. It just does. Stephen Elliott gets coin number 24. This is coin number 24. Got a lot of brightness going on here. That's for sure. Nice, bright, cute looking coin. Let's take a look at the reverse. It's got that same die crack on it again. So we're running into a lot of this quote unquote normal die. There you go, Stephen. Some of the weird is gone. Okay. Good things come to those who wait. Have patience, my grasshopper. All right, let's do coin number 25. Coin number 25 will go to Joe McBride. And let's see what we have. We actually got a die that has some markers on it. Little die scratches below the 9 there, one in the center of the 9. But we don't have a die variety to match up to those markers so far. Some nice toning up at the top. Yeah, you got some cute color going on there. Alright, let's flip it over and see what we have on the reverse. Oh yeah. You got some color. This is all... It's like a rainbow tone. Goes from the top to the bottom. That's kind of cool. Alright. Now it's for Joe McBride. That's going to be coin number 25, and that pulls us halfway through the roll. Given that we're halfway through the roll, I'm going to do the customary commercial break so that eventually people might get a clue and start buying some commercials. Be sure to check out and subscribe to Mantic Coins on YouTube, where host Shay Hoffmaster takes you through a fun-filled tour through numismatics to include coin auctions, educational videos, live roll hunts, and much more. Come join in the educational fun with Shay. Search Mantic Coins on YouTube and subscribe today. The best in online auctions just got better. Now you can enjoy Coin Night live auctions twice weekly with the addition of CNLA Weekend Edition with your host, Jessica Johnson. All the same excitement and the same great deals with a new host and at a new time. Come join in the fun this weekend. So here we are back. I guess Bill 457's taking off. No, I'll see you either come back later this evening or have a great night, one or the other. Alright, so for coin number 26, we got Farm Dog. What do we have, Farm Dog? Alright, looks like we got nothing on the obverse. Let's flip it over and see what we have on the reverse. Wow, cold and windy outside. That's what we have this evening. Hopefully your weather is better than ours. Took the dog out for a walk an hour and a half ago, and then had to go to the grocery store for a couple of items. And it was more winter feeling than spring feeling, I can tell you that for sure. Of course, winter feeling for us is temperatures in the low 50s. That's probably part close to summer for people in New York State, but this is North Carolina here. Paul Hampton's going to pull coin number 27 out of the roll. She's some pretty nice coins here. Nice bright luster. I just wish it didn't have quite the spotty appearance that some of these have. This is a first time for this particular die. I don't remember seeing a D shape like that one yet. Now this is a much later die state coin than I've seen in some of these. So I'm going to try a few new things, see what we can come up with. One of the things I'm going to do is a coin grab bag. So basically what I'm going to have is I'm going to have a whole bunch of coins that are in flips, and they're all going to be inside a bag. And then we'll go through. You'll tell me how many coins you want me to pull, and I'll pull that number of coins for you. There'll be everything from commons up to real valuable coins. Your chances per pull will be probably $1 a piece. I don't see a reason why I can't do it for $1 a piece. Joe McBride's going to pull coin number 28 out of the roll. Get my pencil out of the way here. And this will be coin number 28. Has another one of those ones that appears to have a little bar going through the middle of the mint mark there. So I'll pull it out. I'll make it an extra, and we'll take a look at it under the scope a little bit later to see what it does or does not have. And this one has some toning too. It has some color. Some interesting color. Or as some people would say, interesting. I don't know that either one of them is correct or incorrect. You see it interesting or interesting. I guess it's how many syllables you want to use. And then some people really worry about stuff like that. I don't. I just point out that it's kind of funny. "65 degrees in Raylongi country." Stonecutter says 50 would be nice. That's what you get for living in New York, bro. Eric Beyer will take coin number 29. It would be coin number 29, yes. And just make sure. And it's like nothing special in the date and mint mark area. No doubled eyelid. No double die obverse at all. And the reverse. Off. We're going to call this our fantastic cracked die. So we have our fantastic cracked die again. Not pick up any markers on the obverse on that. It's just on the reverse. It says coin number, what did I say it was? 29. Coin number 29 will go to Eric Beyer. Now coin number 30. Coin number 30 will go to Agno3. Silver nitrate. Got a filled D. So we know what that means. We can have a nice coin, but we're not going to have a die variety here. A little bit of toning. Some proper nice looking toning. It's on the upper tier of the obverse. Let's look at the reverse and see what comes of the reverse. Got some toning on the reverse, otherwise nothing special. Nothing notable. Let's get that in a flip for silver nitrate and get a number 30 written on it. And there we go. Coin number 31 now. Go to James Worley. Coin number 31 to James Worley. This is coin number 31. Looks like we have another one of those lines in the middle of the mint mark. Looks like could be an RPM. Well, it looks like it could be a minor doubled eyelid too. Could be. Looking around, see what I can pull out of this, and there's nothing there. And Mr. Worley gets coin number 31. On to number 32. On to number 32. Stephen Elliott. Stephen Elliott will get coin number 32. Now this one does have some color. We're getting back into some colorful coins. Look at that. Yeah, those colors shift and change. Cute. We also have a minor lower serif repunch mint mark. This is die number 1 for the day. This is our third example that I've seen so far of that. Hello, hidden numismatist. I have agreed with myself that I am going to call you hidden because numismatist is hard to say. And why try to say something that's hard to say? Hello, Scott Hall. And thank you for your comment. I explained to you real quick what's going on. You probably saw as you were looking through the channel a whole bunch of these rolls that we go through. We do this 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week. And what we're doing is we are going through rolls for people who purchased the coins in the rolls prior to the rolls being opened. So this roll was a bank wrapped roll, or an original source roll, before we got here today. And you can see now that Delenia is going to get the next coin in the roll. So this next coin in the roll, which no one has seen since these were wrapped in 1950, Delenia will get this coin. This exact coin. Not one like it, but this very toned coin. Delenia will get this. It will have this spot below the RT of Liberty, unfortunately. And it's going to have our fantastic cracked die reverse, which we know is nothing special, but that's what it is. And so I'm going to put this in a flip for Delenia. Stick her insert in with it. And that's coin number 33 going to Delenia, and here's the coin. And later I'll put all these together with the other roll reveals that we've done. And the way that you get involved in these rolls is to show up at my auctions on Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. This one's for Steve Elliott. And when I get down to a point where we're going to sell coins in roll reveals, this is what we're selling. We're selling spots in this roll. I don't remember how much these were. I think they were $3 or $4 per coin, which I don't think is a bad deal when you consider that you're getting a fresh, uncirculated roll coin for that price. Hey, Steve, we found a bunch of cute toning, but over and above, we're finding this die more than any others, and there's no variety on it. It just has this fantastic little die crack running all the way through pluribus unum, and that's about it. But because we are Coppercoins, and this is Coppercoins, one of the things that you might want to know about the coins that we find in these rolls is that I am the owner and attributor of that website, or the chief attributor anyway, and I can identify your coins for you. And so when you get a coin out of these rolls that happens to be a double die or a repunch mint mark or an over mint mark or something to that effect, I can actually make a flip insert. Hey, look at this. That means Stephen Elliott will get the wrapper for this roll. This is the wrapper in which these coins came. And it says City National Bank and Trust Company of Chicago, 50 pennies. It's 1950D roll. And this wrapper, I will write Stephen's name on it. I'll get back to my point here in just a minute after I get this little task completed. So there's Stephen Elliott. And that goes inside the wrapper and on the stack with the other wrappers that I got to figure out how to ship. Now, on to the next coin. Coin number 35. Coin number 35 will go to Jeff Stanley. So if I find any double dies or repunch mint marks on any of these coins, I attribute them using the Coppercoins die system. If they don't happen to already be listed in the Coppercoins die system, I list them. And they get a new die number if they're not already listed. Either way, if I need photographs of that particular die on Coppercoins, I'll pick the nicest coin out of the stack and photograph it and use it on the website and give you credit for the find. Not only that, but you will also get any die variety that you get out of these rolls. Your flip insert will indicate what variety it is when I send it to you, and NX will holder that coin with that variety number should you ask them to do so. One heck of a deal, folks. And this roll reveal show is the brainchild of yours truly. It's something I thought that people would really enjoy. Oh, Hidden Numismatist, you will get credit for the PC you're building. That's for sure. For the one you're building now and the one you will build that I will use. Robert Adams is going to get coin number 36. I haven't seen Robert Adams today. I wonder if maybe he got too drunk on his birthday. Birthday was yesterday. Might be sleeping it off. Yeah. Looks like I got nothing going on there. Got a little color going on here. There's natural color for you. Definitely natural color. You can't do this unnaturally. See how the pink goes around and underneath the vertical cross of the T, but above the vertical cross of the T it has that golden red color? That is not something that you can do with chemicals. This is just something that has to develop over time on the coin. That combination of color and where the colors are located, that's not something you can do with chemicals. Hidden, we discussed that the PC that you're working on now is for Jessica. But there will be a time that I will need mine replaced. And I have selected you as the proud recipient of the job should you choose to accept it. The mission. Doom, 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 doom. Should you choose to accept it. This message will self-destruct in 30 seconds. Alright, Robert got himself a pretty nice looking coin, but it doesn't appear to be a die variety. That was a 46S half roll stonecutter. No, 46D. Sorry, 46D half roll. Yeah, it was one of my first. James Worley. Now we have done almost 100 roll reveals. We're not doing them necessarily in numerical order, but I do believe this is our 92nd or 93rd. We're going to look at the reverse on this one first, just because I happen to lay the coin down that way, and I don't want to flip it over until we're done looking. And, well, it's my show, so we can do it however I want to, right? Here we go. Hey, Cajun, how you doing, brother? Yeah. I feel better. I don't sound better, though. I'm sounding pretty puny. Let me tell you, though. I went outside and walked the dog all the way around the block. I think I felt better than he did when we got done. All right, so Mr. Worley gets coin number 37. Yeah, our first reveal was on a 1946 S roll. I think our second reveal was a 1960 D roll, but I'm not sure. I don't remember right now. Adam Chambers gets the next coin. That's going to be coin number 38. Yeah. And back at that time, I was cutting cards with scissors and writing the name by hand on the cards, and I was using little yellow flip inserts with handwritten numbers from 1 through 50 on the flip inserts. And now things are just a little bit different. If we have any special rolls, I make the flip insert announce that special roll. Like we have opened rolls in the recent past that had at one time belonged to a former governor of the state of Georgia. So why not know that you have a coin that came out of an original roll that had belonged to the governor of the state of Georgia, right? So I made that known on the flip inserts. This roll is not from a special source, other than it was sourced from Tim Rathjen, who is on Lincoln Cent Auctions on Facebook. That is one of my groups. This will be coin number 39 here next. And that will be from Marshall. The 44D roll comes up at 9 p.m. Eastern this evening. Where it is presently 7 p.m. I got 2 hours to finish this broadcast, go downstairs, eat, get prepared, and start the next broadcast. This looks like one of our minor RPMs. It looks like it. I think it is. Let me check for our die scratches under the eye. There they are. What do you know? Now for next week, I made this announcement earlier today, but I'll make this announcement all the way up until and during the auction for next week. I have a funeral to attend next weekend, and I will be gone from town for 4 days. I will still be running an auction on Tuesday. Anything you win at Tuesday's auction, if you are not already a monthly customer and getting your packages sent monthly, they will be sent after I return from that trip. Trip about halfway across the country. Next out, Mr. Fletcher. Mr. Fletcher will get this coin. This is coin number 40. Coin number 40. Started to look a little promising for some toned color, but there's really only toned color around the bottom edge of the coin, up to about the date. Beyond the date, not much. One of the Facebook groups that I own or started is Lincoln Cent Auctions. Just look up Lincoln Cent Auctions on Facebook. And Tim Rathjen sells in there. He sells a lot of coins. I'm going to tell you a little bit about this guy. He invented a machine that you can pour a bag of coins into. And they go down different little slides and traps and everything. And the machine can actually read the coins and tell what date and mint mark they are, and drop them into a bin sorted by date and mint mark. So he can pour 1,000 bags in over a period of weeks or months or however long it takes, and not ever look at a single coin until he goes to the little cup for 1914D and there's one in there. That's just amazing. Well, he sells a lot of coins, and he is using Lincoln Cent Auctions for coin sales. This roll was sourced from him. Deanne gets the next one in the roll. Oh, it's one of our die break in the mint mark. We got a die break in the mint mark, in the mint mark. But yeah, we have a few different places for you to be. The first one is the Coppercoins page on Facebook. That is at facebook.com/coppercoins.com. Spell it all out. Coppercoins, DOTCOM. That'll take you to our Coppercoins page. It'll take you to my business's page on Facebook, where you can participate in all sorts of interesting and wonderful things, learn stuff, and whatnot. That's coin number 41. Then there's two groups that were started by the founder of Coppercoins, which you're listening to right now. The one group is Lincoln Cent Auctions, and the other one is Variety and Aircoin Auctions. It's basically set up for auctions so that people can sell their wares. Wow, look at the toning on this one. We're getting back into toning. We're getting close to the end of the roll. We are currently at coin number 42. We're starting to run into more toned coins again as we're running toward the end of the roll. This has got die scratches down from the eye. Does it have the little mint mark doubling? Oh, it appears to. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm going to have to look at this under the real microscope to tell for sure. I call it the real microscope because it's one that actually has stereo optics that you look through with your eyeballs instead of a digital thing. And I'm old, and it just makes it easier on me. That's coin number 42. Coin number 43 will go to Eric Beyer. Eric Beyer gets coin number 43, and this is coin number 43. We're going to have another one of our die break in the D. And die break in the D doesn't produce anything for die varieties. We already know that because we have seen a number of that particular die in this roll. And something to understand and know about coins is they are minted by dies which transfer the design perfectly from the die to the coin. So every coin that a die mints has the same fingerprint on it, has the same design. Double dies and repunch mint marks are a part of the design. So once you have a little break occur or a crack that occurs in the die, and you can identify that break or crack. If you know there's no doubling on one coin produced by that die, there will not be any doubling on any coin produced by that die. That's kind of a layman's way of going through that particular subject. Take a wide shot. Oh, you want a wide shot of this coin? Yeah, we'll wait. Wait a minute. You see it? Nah, we'll wait. We'll do this one. This one doesn't really have a whole lot of... Holy moly. Wait a minute. Wow, this one might be there for condition. Alright. Wide shot. It's got the rub marks on the high points. That'll keep it out of a 66 holder. That clash under the throat there. Not really a whole lot of toning on this one. But we do have a pretty nice obverse and reverse. Alright, so let's move back in, take a look for the... I don't think this is going to have the RPM that we've been talking about, but there's some chance of it. I can go ahead and zoom in. And look kind of up close to the coin. And I don't see anything on the mint mark here. So we can flip it over and take a look at the other side real quick and see if there's anything up close that we need to talk about. A couple of dark spots on there, on the rim. And that's about that for that one. Pretty nice coin. That's going to be JLB coin number 44. And coin number 45, we'll go to Eric Beyer. Let's take a look at Eric's coin. I do see a spot on this one. Yeah, got that. Got the spots. I don't like spots. Okay, this one appears to have the minor RPM that we've been pulling out. Although I do see a marker I don't remember ever having seen on these before, which would be southeast die scratches running through the mint mark. So it could be yet another die. But I'll pull it out anyway. I'll take a look through all this. I'll sort this mess out before I mail these coins out. I always go through every roll a second time, and the reason for that is because under this microscope I could be missing stuff that I definitely pick up under my regular microscope, and we may actually be changing the way all of that does. By the end of spring, I plan on having all new equipment, so I may have a trinocular microscope with a video camera. Stay tuned. That's coin number 45. Coin number 45 for our buyer. Let's do coin number 46. Coin number 46 is going to go to Mr. Fletcher. 46 to Mr. Fletcher. This one does have some toning on it. Yeah, look at that color. Nice color. It's got some spots, but it's got nice toning. Nice color. Alright, let me zoom out on this one. This one's not a variety. Let me check the reverser real quick before I zoom out. This one's got some color on the reverse too. Okay, so let's flip it over. Zoom out. Focus. I always focused the wrong direction first time around. There you go. Look at that color. That's some pretty color. It's kind of soft, but it's definitely there. Here it is on the reverse. Got some nice color going on there. That right wheat just sitting in a field of pink. Or purple. Pink and purple. There we go. So this one's going to Mr. Fletcher. This is going to be coin number 46 in the roll. We've got 4 coins left. Oops. Turn this back around where it goes. There we go. All right. Got to keep everything right with my homework. Tell you what. Blue Hunts coins. We'll get the next one. Now, this one is not as toned as the last one. It still does have a little toning below the date, but the toning's not as widespread as it was on the last coin. Reverse still looks pretty nice. Really nice. And it's going to have our die crack running through pluribus. So I can kind of tell you already that we're not really going to have anything on this coin as far as die varieties are concerned. There's your die crack running through pluribus, and unum is actually going through e pluribus unum, the whole thing. Pure coincidence you just found a 1959 DRPM number 5 in BU condition. RPM 5, that's the one with the doubled mint mark plus the cocked mint mark to the west, right? Yeah, we've seen this die a number of times. I can remember this gouge running off the east of the E of we. There's nothing to this particular die. Well, if you guys don't really know much about how to go through rolls of coins, stick around. As over time, I will leak out enough information to actually make you rather educated. I swear it's completely by accident. I don't mean to educate you. Haha. But I do anyway. One way or another, we're all going to learn. Kelly Michaud. Kelly Michaud gets coin number 47. This would be 48. Kelly Michaud gets coin number 48 in a roll. Let's take a look at what... Oh, see, now there's a spot. That spot right there is actually shiny. It's a really shiny spot. It's a mottled spot. It's a spotty looking thing. And that is what happens when you get crud on the die, like grease or grime or a cluster of dirt or a dust bunny of some sort onto the die, and it strikes the coin. You end up with a coin that has this patch of differently struck area. And a lot of times those are found in numerous areas on the same coins. This one's got toning too. Pretty colors. Just that patch right there is going to affect its ability to grade high. Oh, wow. Look at the color. I get that certain level of dopamine, just like when you shove a chocolate bonbon in your mouth. And it's like that sudden rush of flavor. That's what happens to me when I look at a coin that's got a lot of color on it. And heck, I'm colorblind. So if I see the really nice color ones, I know what I'm looking at. Kind of is a cool way to learn, because you're going to get to see coins. I mean, these coins that you're looking at haven't seen the light of day since long before I was born. Wild Bill. My mom and dad, I think, were in the 2nd grade when these coins were made. Gosh, you got to look at this. No, they weren't even in the 2nd grade. They were only 4 years old. Look at the colors. Nice clash. Pretty clash. Clash is what happens when the two dies slam together with no coin between them, and they transfer the design to one another. So this is actually part of the design that belongs on the other side of the coin. Thank you, Mr. Fletcher. A $2 super chat. Look at the curve on that C. Look at that. Ah, that's a really nice That's a nice clash. We're going to have to back off. We're going to have to look at this one. This is edumacation at its finest, boys and girls. Okay, we have a few little scratches and tick marks here and there. But look at the colors. This is just a beautiful rainbow coin. All right? And then right there, right above the Y of Liberty, you can see a backwards C, part of one. And then right over here, you can see part of an E and an N. It's part of the... Well, there's an E and then there's a C and E. It's part of the 1 and the NT of cent. Yeah, that's what that is. I had to think upside down and backwards. So, if you imagine, you're looking at the bottom of the C behind his head, and then over in front of his head, you're looking at the top of the N and the top of the T. And then what's right next to the 1 and the date is a backwards E for the word 1. I so much appreciate it, Mr. Fletcher. We do this together. This is something that we all do together, and we love doing it. So, Wild Bill, you got yourself a cutie right there. That's one I wouldn't kick out of bed for sure. I didn't say that. Look at the reverse on that. And you see his neck? You can see his neckline, and you can see part of his bow tie. If you look at the neckline between the C and E of cent, that's where you're seeing that upside down C behind his neck. Right? Same thing, just a different side. And then here, where you can see his throat, should be able to see his throat. No, can't really. That's just part of the bow tie right there. Then you've got the N and the T, so you've got the E that is next to the 1 of the date. Let me get my pointer here. This is going to be my pointer. Okay, so you've got this part of the E down by the 1 of the date, and then you've got this inside the throat, and you got this out in front of the throat. So let's go back and take a look at it. You'll learn a little bit about this stuff. See that? There, right there is the bottom of the E. And then here's your N, and there's your T. And then this is the C from cent, right over here. Awesome stuff. And look at the color. And that's a rainbow if I've ever seen one. Well, that's Wild Bill's coin right there. That's coin number 49 in the roll. Didn't have a die variety, but hey, we don't need a die variety for coins like these. We don't need no stinking die variety. We got pretty. That's all we need, right? All right, coin number 50 is actually not as pretty as coin number 49 was. Well, this one goes to Eric Beyer. So let's take a look at it real quick. Not as pretty, but hey, when you got pretty, you got pretty. It don't matter how pretty, right? Nice toning on this one. Pretty nice luster. Let's take a look at the reverse. This is the part that was exposed to the outside of the roll. So it's got spots on it because, well, the end coin of a roll usually has spots. Especially when it's been sitting in a wrapper for as many years as this has. I am not about to even attempt to do the adding here. What is it, 70 years? Good gosh. Yeah, 1950 was 70 years ago. There's something wrong. I remember when I was in school, we celebrated the 50th anniversary of the beginning of World War II. And here now, it's been 70 years since 1950. So it was coin number 50 and a roll dated 1950. We came out with, probably a potential number of different minor RPMs out of this roll. Can't be 100% certain that's what we've got until I actually get these under a microscope and take a better look at them. Potentially half a dozen to a dozen coins that may get a die number. And we got a few really nice toned coins out of there. Got one nice toned coin that had a serious die clash. Nice educational piece for die clashes, that is. And folks, we got to save the best for last for today anyway. The best for last for today is going to be this right here. This, folks, is the second ever 1944 D roll I've ever been able to open. Second one ever. Nice and tightly round. Beautiful coins on both ends. And this is 1944 Denver. And I can tell you for sure that I cannot wait to see what's in this. Hey, Amber. So, we're going to do that come 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Right now it's 7:30. Get your clocks together. It's 7:27 right now. Don't forget, folks, that you need to set your clocks forward 1 hour. This Saturday night, Sunday morning at 2 a.m. on Sunday morning is actually when it will occur. But I won't tell anybody if you decide to set the clocks forward before you go to sleep on Saturday night, so you don't have to get up Sunday at 2 a.m. to adjust your clocks. For some people, adjusting clocks takes some time, especially when it comes to, like, oh, you remember VCRs? Couldn't program a VCR to save my life. Couldn't tell you how. No way, no how. Couldn't set the time on those things either. They're horrendous little machines. I'm glad we're kind of out of those now. But there you go. Beautiful, beautiful roll that we're going to open here in an hour and a half. Given that we're going to open it here in an hour and a half, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut the broadcast and go downstairs and join the family for the news. And who doesn't want to sit around eating their, I think we got beef stew or beef roast. We got beef pot roast this evening. So who doesn't want to sit around eating their beef pot roast, listening to Lester Holt go on and on about the Democrats and go on and on about the coronavirus and how it's killing the whole country, right? Yep, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and take off. I appreciate everyone showing up. For those of you who don't have time to come back later this evening, have a great weekend. And I do hope to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., we will be doing a 1936S roll. It'll be the oldest roll that I've ever opened. That's this one right here. 1936S. I've got it sitting here in a nickel tube. This is an original bank wrap roll of 1936S Lincoln cents. One of the oldest and best rolls I've ever had the opportunity to open. And these rolls, both the 1944 and the 1936, were sourced from Blaine Newport up in Wisconsin. This guy gets some amazing stuff. And I'm glad that he has joined up with the effort to provide these coins to you guys. It's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Right here, same bat channel. And I'll see you then.